So we are back, and we are actually not going to do the Whirl Islands, and I'll explain really quick while I'm on the way to talk to Frieda, just to show where she's at, even though I already have the item. So the reason we're not going to do the Whirl Islands is merely because I missed like 3 items in total. One of them's inaccessible to me at this point anyway, and to be honest, I'm going to end up going back there once I get the silver wings, so it's kind of stupid for me to waste all my time to go to a place where I will eventually go anyway. It doesn't really make sense. So what we're going to do today is take on the 8th gym. Thank God we're finally there. I know it's been a while, so whew, praise the Lord, I guess. But we're also going to talk to Frieda real quick. It should take maybe another wild encounter. This grass. Nope, we are lucky. Let's go talk to Frieda. Right over there. You just saw her and up, and she's like, I love Friday. I actually did not know you actually say I love Friday. This is awkward. So, to Blackthorn. Blackthorn is home of the dragon type gym, which is a stupid type to choose for your last gym because you can't have a Dragonite and there's no other dragon types that matter besides Kingdra. So, what do you think is going to be in our fucking gym? Well, Dratinis, Dragonairs, Seadras, and of course a Kingdra at the end, and maybe the odd fill-in Pokemon that appears every now and then, like Gyarados, Aerodactyl. What else looks like a dragon? I guess the Charmander family, but I don't really count those. Thunderwave, oh yeah. Gotta love this. Alright, that's good. One hit wonder to Pokemon Stadium. I guess I could talk about... There's quite a few things I could talk about here. So, I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, but it hasn't really come up, and... I mean, we're just sitting here fighting dragons. It's not really important. So, as you saw, we'll see right as the next Pokemon comes out. Real quick. Come on, hurry up. I want to see it. That Dratini will come out and do a little animation. That was not there in Silver and Gold. But what was in Silver and Gold, or Gold and Silver, was 2 separate sprite tables. And what that means is that Gold sprites were different to Silver's. And it's actually the only generation that does that. Ruby and Sapphire, they're the same. I didn't talk to this guy. But Ruby and Sapphire are the same. Diamond and Pearl, they are the same. Besides, I believe that's when they introduced some female differences. And ultimately, one of them was... what was it? Crap, I'm forgetting. Oh well. The loud sound in my house distracted me. I'm blaming it on that. Alright, but as you can see, this Gold and Silver are special in the account that there's no new evil team. There's no difference, or there are differences between the 2 initial versions in sprites, which hasn't happened since. We're seeing Twister able to hit flying Pokemon, which is important to note because I think that's the first time. Though that looks strange. If you want to go back and look at it, Twister actually like kind of flies over the text box. Kind of interesting. But when it comes to the sprites in Gold and Silver, it is interesting to note because one of the things that plagued Gold, Silver, and Crystal was a lack of space on a Game Boy cartridge and the lack of time to fix that limitation or to put it in their favors, so to say. So, what ended up happening in Gold, Silver, and Crystal is they were trying to fit Kanto into the games, which they fit Kanto, in quotes, a unfinished Kanto, in. There's no... We'll eventually see this, of course, in the post-game, but there's no Safari Zone. I'm just making sure Skarmory is in Thunderwave because I haven't really been paying attention. But there hasn't been, or there won't be a Safari Zone. Viridian Forest, I think, is cut down. It's been a while since I played through. a lot of the routes are way shorter. Some of them don't even exist anymore. And really, it's a big cut to Kanto, which a lot of people really like Kanto. But one of the things that is important to note is the reason it is cut like that is because of the lack of space available. I mean, you think about it. You try and fit all these creatures with all these different stats, all these different types, and all these NPCs, and all these maps, and all these different screens that can happen, all these, the shinies, random events, time, what else? What else is in this game? Ivies, all these different moves, which actually brings me back to what Gold, Silver, and Crystal has a special thing where they have the exact amount of moves that Pokemon are in the game. I think they're exactly the same, or they're pretty close, which hasn't happened ever. So, besides this generation. So, it is important to note that they were lacking on space. Like, they pretty much fit red, blue, and yellow onto another cartridge and jammed another main story on top of it. And then they cut a little bit of the red, blue, and yellow out. Like, we'll listen to the music over in Kanto, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I really hate most of the Kanto music. Because it repeats way too early. It makes sense because they ran out of space. And overall, it sounds incredibly rushed, which I'm not a big fan of. And once we go over there, it's gonna be obvious of why I don't like Kanto. Or maybe it won't be, because sometimes I have differing opinions, but that's life. Cool Trainer Cody has been defeated. If only I had a dragon. Dude, it's called a dragon scale. Which I have to actually point out, something that I did not mention when I was looking for a dragon scale. There is a thing called a Dragon Fang, which we will pick up in the next dungeon, I believe. I believe there's a Dragon Fang in the Dragon's Den. Let's hope there is. It would be weird if there wasn't. You want to then go down this staircase over here, by the way. I just forgot to push that one down. That's why I'm going out of order. But when it comes to the Dragon Scale, it is supposed to do nothing and let you trade and evolve Seadra and Kingdra in this game. It is a special item like that. The Dragon Fang, on the other hand, is supposed to increase Dragon type moves by, guess what, 10%, like all the other items like that. So, what ends up happening instead, the Dragon Fang does nothing. The Dragon Fang in this game does 0. It is a useless item. Oh, that's strange. Why is Thunder Wave? Whatever. But Dragon Fang does 0, which is weird. So what got the increase to Dragon type moves? Well, the Dragon Scale. So the Dragon Scale is actually the only important item for your Dragon type Pokemon. So, I mean, I think there's one in Mount Mortar. I believe there is one. From what I remember, it's near the Karate King in there, which we can't have access to yet. Because we need another HM. We'll fly. But when it comes to... what was I talking about before? Oh, the sprites. That's what it was. Whew. Totally forgot. But when it comes to the special sprites that you can find in Gold Silver, there are 4 different Pokemon that have the same sprites between the two versions. In Gold and Silver, Unknown is exactly the same in both. Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. Unknown, it makes sense because they're letters. Like, it's hard to have different sprites. We are just gonna switch to Gengar. That'll work. But, so, Unknown makes sense. And then Entei, Raikou, and Suicune because maybe they thought you wouldn't run into them as often, so it's less noticeable, I guess. Or maybe they just didn't think about it. They are legendaries, so it makes sense. Lola, way to go. Thank you. Alright, so that is Claire, and we will in fact be back. And we will be ready to fight her after we go heal. Which, as you'll see in a minute, I will in fact not be using Skarmory for the start of this fight. Actually, Gengar pretty much gets the whole fight. There's only one thing that I'm going to do that will be left to someone else. Now I could go get Jinx, which is probably a good idea. But who wants to do that? No, I'll actually probably get Jinx off screen. That way you don't have to see it. Actually, do I have my Kingdra? I'll probably rotate Meltank out and put Jinx, or maybe I'll get rid of Bellsprout and put another Pokemon. Actually, we'll do that on screen now that I think of it. Because we don't need Flash anymore. Deposit. Bellsprout. That Bellsprout's gone a long way. Withdraw, we don't need Typhlosion, but we do need Jinx. Ugh, that cry. It's a terrible cry in my opinion. But next time we will be using our Pokemon to, of course, beat someone else's Pokemon. That was going to be a great joke until I ruined it. And we will go into the gym, take ownership, and rule the world with our great team member that we have raised, and tell dragons to screw off because dragons aren't that cool. Again, no idea what I'm talking about. But next time, we'll take on the 8th gym leader, Claire, and call it a day. So, till then.